you have Premiere Pro open, and the way that I have mine set up is the editing version for CS 5.5, which you can go to Window, Workspace, Editing, CS 5.5. When you click on that, it's going to arrange your workspace like this. So you can have your source views here, your real view to the right, and then everything that you bring in to the left. So we have the timeline open, we have a box down here for effects and media browser. So let's import some video. For this, I think I'm just going to grab some TV shows that I have here to show you. I have The Real Housewives. So you're going to have all of your folders set up and imported here to choose from. I'm just going to use two, and we're going to look at these tools. You have your selection tool, your track select tool, which you will use often, ripple edit tool you probably won't use, nor that one, nor that. You will not use this razor tool. Once you cut the footage that you import, it makes permanent edits to it, and you don't want that. You can mark in and out the scenes that you want to use from these two and piece it together without permanently changing what you have already. And the hand tool. So you'll use the hand tool, the select tool, and the track select tool. Okay? Now, when we drag this over into the source clip, okay, you'll see it's not down here in the timeline and it's not playing over here.
Last season on The Real Housewives
You
of
can
New
go
Jersey.
ahead and play.
This family ended the season on a good note.
And you can scrub through. Okay, now say I want just this part where she's talking. Okay, I can scrub back, scrub forward. Let's see. So I want the point just when she comes in. Now to mark this in, you're going to use the left bracket, which for whatever reason is not working for me. So let's see. I have marked out. Oh, here we go. Mark in is I. And you'll see now there's going to be a green bar on my video. So now I can scrub forward. And I'm just going to go to the end of when she's speaking, which is right here. And now we can mark this out, which is O. So I is in, O is out. And now you'll see my little bar is right there. And when I hover over it, this bracket is going to be in. Now, I'm going to click and hold this video, drag it down to my timeline, okay? And it'll snap it right to the beginning. Right here, you'll see the little white areas show up. This clip does not match the sequence settings. Change the sequence to match the clip settings. Yes. Unless you have it already set up, I think that this is like 1080p. If you know this is the size of the video that you need to use, you can change the sequence settings to match that. Okay, if you set it up when you first open up Premiere Pro, then you would click Keep Settings. And you may, like say if this was smaller and you would see a black area, then you could actually right click on what's in the timeline and scale to frame size to make it fit. Okay, so now everything in my video is still here, even though I took out that one piece. If I had cut the film using the razor blade, that wouldn't happen. So say I want to do just a mashup of these New Jersey ladies talking. We would scroll back. There she is. And just scroll forward just until she shows up. I for in. Now see, it took away the little box and now it's creating a new one. And then O for out. I'm going to click on this and hold down my button and drag this down. And I'm going to snap it right to that first piece that I put there. Another thing that you can do when you're bringing in the pieces, if you don't want the sound, you can click on this and we're going to unlink. So now the sound and the video are two separate entities. So I can actually just select that sound bit and delete it. And the same thing with this first one. Unlink, delete. Because you'll be bringing in your own sound later, you can have it blank. So now if you play over here, you'll see the scene just goes boom right into one another. Okay. Now there are areas where you're going to want things to flow nicely, and you're going to use your effects as well for using crossover, but that'll be later on down the road. Okay, so now we picked a lot from The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now I want some Vampire Diaries. So let's drag over my Vampire Diaries clip. And let's see what we have here. This right here, and say I want this whole thing here before they go back to the lovely mansion. O for out. I marked it in over here, marked the out over there. Click, drag, and butt it right up against it. Okay, now I'm going to unlink, click on just the sound, make sure that the video is highlighted, and delete it. So now when I move that to the beginning and I play, you can see over here, it just goes boom boom, and then it's going to go right into the new video that I put in, and it's going to flow. One thing to do when you're looking at editing and you're doing a shot of maybe someone walking in from one point of view and then you have a whole different camera angle on them. You're going to want to definitely scrub seconds here to make sure that you line it up to make it a smooth transition between changing from the one angle to the other. And that's really all there is to it. Once if you have a script that you're working off of and you're looking at the script, you know, I tend to work from scene 1 to scene 9, we'll say. So I'll look at scene 1 and I'll read through it and I'll kind of get an idea of what I want to use. And I'll just start pulling in video clips. And say this is all of scene 1 and I think that this is great except for this shot really isn't needed. Then you can just delete this shot and now there's a space there. So what you're going to want to do is use this track select tool. So it will move if I had video, I'll show you, right here. Okay, so now I have 2 long clips. When I use this track select tool, it is going to pull everything over, instead of leaving gaps here and gaps over here. So anytime you want to move a whole section and move it down to add something in, that's what you would do. You would use your track select tool so that way everything moves from the right with it. And then you can unlink, get rid of the sound. Now, when you're playing through and you notice if this is just a little bit too long, okay, when you hover over this, you're going to see that little red marker come up. You can grab this and you can shorten the video here. So I didn't need all that, so let's just take that off. And say the beginning, if there was a scene where one actor was walking in a doorway from here and then we went to move behind them and it didn't match up, you could click on this and just shorten it ever so slightly if you know that that's what it needs to make it match up, and then use the track select tool and butt it right up against it. Make sure not to go over it. You'll want to see that little white corner show up. And then that's it. You save your project, and don't worry about effects and everything right now. Worry about just getting the main sequence together. So just double click on a video, go back to the Real Housewives. Again, okay, I need this section here. I to mark it in, O to mark it out. Go to the area in your timeline where you know you're going to go next. Click and drag it. Butt it up against it. Right click, unlink, delete sound. And it's as easy as that. So, you know, you'll just play one right into the other. The sound won't be distracting either when it comes to just looking at the actual edit of your video.